Hello, and welcome to Inside Mesa County. I'm Janet Rowland. You know, it only seems appropriate if we're talking about inside Mesa County that we talk about services available to get around Mesa County. And there's no service better for that than Grand Valley Transit, or GVT. And GVT is the focus of this edition of Inside Mesa County, so stay tuned. GVT began providing bus service in Mesa County in February of 2000. Now at that time the hours were Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now a lot of changes have happened since then, and the hours currently served are Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturdays 9 to 6. One of the biggest benefits of GVT is the value it provides.
I think that a lot of people don't realize what a great value Grand Valley Transit is. It only costs 50 cents to ride anywhere within the system and then 50 cents to return. But even a greater value than that is our pass system. We have an annual pass which only costs $180, and we have a 6-month pass which runs $90. The most used pass that we offer is a monthly pass, and that runs $20. And all of those passes you can ride unlimited for the duration of the pass. Another pass we offer is a day pass that costs $1.50, and those are sold directly by the drivers, and we sell quite a bit of those. It's actually tripled since we first started the system.
The coin boxes on the GVT buses are a matter of convenience for the public as well as the operator of the vehicle. It allows us to collect the cash, any free passes, any paperwork that needs to be turned in on a daily basis, day passes, etc. The customer simply has to step up the steps of the bus, drop in their appropriate amount, being 50 cents or an expired pass, and drop it into the box. The driver then drops the money into a secure coin box. And have a seat, and you're on your way.
We also sell passes at bulk rate to different employers. In fact, St. Mary's is the largest area employer that has the pass. The price on it varies by depending on the amount of people that are actually involved in the program. Additionally, Mesa State students ride the system for free based on their student fees. They pay $4 on their student fees to ride GVT, and they can ride that all year unlimited.
It's a lot cheaper than owning a car and a lot safer. I don't think I trust myself behind the wheel, that's for sure. It suits me to know that there's a professional driving.
I live in Clifton and take it to Mesa State College 4 days a week. It takes a long time to get some places, but it's better than riding your bike or walking.
We've just heard from some students at Mesa State College, but whether you're a senior at college, a senior citizen, or any age in between, GVT has a lot to offer.
The GVT is really a mobility factor for the entire valley. Of course, it has very special benefits to seniors because it gives them independence, which they didn't have before. When you're left as a widow, for instance, and you go into a small apartment somewhere or perhaps a retirement facility, you seem to lose your ability to mix with friends, the friends you used to have before. The GVT is just wonderful in that respect because they can get out and travel wherever they want. Virtually, go shopping downtown, go to the mall, go to church. That facility is now available to seniors that they did not have before. But the idea of being able to, for instance, pack your bag and go to the airport and go somewhere, all on your own. That is another great reward of the GVT. So we're just really excited about the things it does for seniors. And another thing it gives to seniors is that they can now volunteer. They don't have to just sit home and want a volunteer to help them. They can get out and volunteer. The RSVP, I'm sure, is is delighted because it's increased the ability of seniors to be able to volunteer in the community. It gives seniors a chance to mix with young people, and because our young people are also riding the bus. So that really increases the scope of their life instead of always being with people their own age.
Now, GVT came about due in large part to the citizens of Mesa County asking for it. It met a significant need, and the same public input that helped bring GVT to Mesa County still remains an important aspect of it.
As a transit coordinator for Mesa County, I am the liaison between the Federal Transit Administration and the county for all the grants and contracts that Mesa County has with the federal government to provide public transit funding for Grand Valley Transit. I also act as a public relations person for people who have comments or suggestions about the routes and the stops, any complaints they might have regarding the system itself or the bus stops or any of the other amenities that Grand Valley Transit has. I'm the person to call if somebody has a comment or suggestion. And the number there is, for me, is 255-7168. Grand Valley Transit has become very popular here in the Valley, and it's really a great pleasure to be able to work with the county and the Federal Transit Administration and Grand Valley Transit to provide public transit services for all the many people in the Valley that have no other transportation, and that's something that I'm very proud of to be able to do.
Once a month, the Regional Transportation Policy Advisory Committee meets. It's usually the first Monday or the last Monday of the month. They're the group that sets policy and kind of directs the transit system. And it's open to the public, and they're made up of elected officials from all the cities in the county that we work with. And anyone's welcome to come and make comments about the transit system. These meetings are held normally at the old county courthouse in the all-purpose room on the first floor of the building. We usually cover transit issues, so there's things out there that people can comment on. Meetings are usually held at 3 o'clock. And there's transit stops that stop at the courthouse, so people can use transit to get to these meetings, as well as there's parking available.
Now, when GVT first began operating, some of the trips took as long as 45 minutes to an hour or more, and that made it very difficult for some of the riders. But it's a prime example of how GVT has been redesigned and improved over the last few years to better meet the needs of the riders.
Well, GVT runs on what is known as a pulse route. That is, all of our routes meet at the transfer point at the same time, and from there they pulse out and go the different directions. That we have other mini transfer points at Coronado Plaza and Mesa Mall to meet up with Palisade and Clifton and Fruita, and you can transfer there and get on those routes, and they all meet at that time. And then they come back in and bring everyone in, and they go out again. And so you can come in, catch a route downtown, come in, catch one, go to the mall, or so on. It was designed that way. In October of last year, we made that change because before everything was a circulator and just run in a circle. It took you an hour and 20 minutes to get around this circle. Now you can get on a bus at the transfer point and get someplace in 10 or 15 minutes. The valley, if you notice the valley, it's laid out east to west, left to right. So most of our routes run that way. We have the Orchard Mesa route running north and south with the airport route, and they all meet at the transfer point. And so you can get back and forth or up and down across the valley a little quicker and a little less hassle. So that's why we decided to make the change, make it more convenient.
Now, we've previously learned that GVT serves approximately 1,200 riders a day, so it wasn't long before it served its 1 millionth customer.
I ride the Grand Valley Transit bus probably 3-4 times a day, about 3 or 4 times a week out of the 6 days that they run. And I find that it's really convenient for me to get around town. And without it, I wouldn't have that much freedom to just go on my own since I don't have a car. So it's been grand for me. And I was surprised when I was chosen as the 1 millionth rider out there at Walmart, and that was late August. But and the notoriety still hasn't eased off. I am sometimes hailed by young kids or somebody that has ridden on the bus, and they say, "Hey, I know you, lady," you know, and say Grand Valley Transit 1 millionth rider. You know, they think it's great.
If I miss my bus at Junction High, I can jump on the mall bus and then get here to the transfer point and then just jump on the North Avenue bus and get there to the Career Center.
It's a good service to the community. It's how I get to work, home, do my shopping, everything I need to do, I use the bus for.
I ride it to and from work, take my kids to daycare, and then go to work, and then go to pick them up, and then go home. So usually 4 times a day.
There's a lot of folks like myself that don't drive or that really need it and can take advantage of it.
I like the bus system because it's really convenient, and not only to me, but to the rest of the community of Mesa County. I think it's really awesome because for the people who doesn't have a car, you can be transferred to any place around Mesa County.
The riders also had a lot of good things to say about the bus drivers.
First time that I ride the bus, I didn't know exactly where to stop or anything like that, and I just told them where it needed to go, and they were really nice and kind to tell me where that I had to get off.
The few that I know and I usually ride with are real nice and courteous.
I think they're all excellent. They're all real nice and courteous, real friendly and upbeat. Yeah, I'd have to say Mary on Orchard. Orchard bus is my favorite bus driver. That's the bus I always ride every morning, and she knows my name. She greets me with a smile, asks me how I'm doing and everything. So I have to say Mary's my favorite bus driver.
I like it a lot. It's the best job I've ever had. It's pretty rewarding. I have an opportunity to talk to a lot of people. A lot of people think you're a counselor. Sometimes they just ask you lots of questions. I've been with the company for about 3 years now, and just ever since I've started, it's just been a really good company to work for. All the people, all the employees that work for Grand Valley Transit are really excellent people.
It's not hard to see why the availability of GVT here in Grand Junction has been such an asset. And for those of us who lived in Mesa County for quite a while, we may not realize just how fortunate we are.
I've been in the community about a year now, and I think the transit system is phenomenal for how young it is. It's been running for about 2 years, and we're carrying, at a peak time, we're carrying about 1,200 passengers a day, which is unheard of for a city of this size and for the system we're running. So we're being so successful that we're having to buy bigger vehicles in order to be able to carry everybody. I've used the system several times. As the director of the RTPO, I try and get around and ride all the routes and meet the drivers, and they don't always know who I am, but so I'm aware of how the system runs, and I even talk to the folks out on the routes. And it's a really wonderful service that we're providing the community, and there's a lot of people out there that need this in order to get to their work, get to child care, and to just get around and visit the businesses in the community.
Okay, one of the unique features that Grand Valley has to offer the public is a wheelchair-operated equipment. All of our vehicles are wheelchair-operated, so anybody that has a disability, whether you're in a wheelchair or not, we give an opportunity to use the lift basically as an elevator system. And it only takes a minute or two to operate the lift to provide this service for the public. So if there are those that are elderly that have a little bit of trouble getting up and downstairs, we'd be glad to use the wheelchair lift in combination with anybody in a chair or a walker or a scooter that will fit on the platform to give them a safe, reliable ride. The lift simply comes down, sets level on the ground, drops the platform. We put the person on either standing, which there are handholds for the person to hold while standing, or to put the person in the chair, put the safety belt around them, and be able to lift them right back up into the bus. The seats inside will fold up. Strap them down, walk them down, or give you a seat, comfortable seat to ride in. We're on our way. Lift goes up, gives the opportunity for the person to walk in, sit down in the seat, or to roll the chair in, and to be able to fasten the chair down for a safe and comfortable ride. We then stow the wheelchair lift away, close the doors, down, and we're on our way. Once we're inside the bus, anybody that is assisted by a wheelchair that we need to provide the safe transportation for, we'll have priority seating near the front of the bus for more of a comfortable ride. The seats simply fold down and fold up against the wall in this fashion, making tracks accessible for our tie-down straps. We put the wheelchair in place. We use 4 of these tie-down straps, which are button operated, to go into the floor. And we simply just lock these down into the floor like that. Put the containment of the strap around the chair, lock it in place, tighten it down, and they're secure. I just wanted to demonstrate how the bike racks are a usable function for the people that ride the Grand Valley Transit, because in its simplicity it makes it convenient for a lot of people to use their bicycles. The bike racks are mounted on the front of all the buses, and the capacity of carrying 2 bicycles at a time. So basically it's a first come, first serve. The driver will get out of the bus, pull the lever, and drop the bike rack, making the bike rack accessible for those that wish to use it. And the person that needs to use the bike rack will literally pick their bicycle up and put it in the first or the second slot. And we use these tie downs, which are spring-loaded catch, to mount over the bicycle to hold them in place. Okay, the public has to mount their own bicycles. The driver won't do that for you because there's no responsibility except on your own to mount your bicycle and to take it with you. And the same thing holds true when you take it off. You just disconnect the arm, place it back, take your bicycle off. The driver will then come around and put the bike rack back up into its safety lock position.
Well, I hope you found this episode of Inside Mesa County informative and interesting, and I hope you'll make good use of GVT. Thanks for watching our program, and for the Mesa County Department of Human Services, I'm Janet Rowland.
It's easy. It doesn't take much time depending on where you're going, so if you're trying to get to the mall, it only takes about a half an hour, 45 minutes.
We like the service here especially because it comes right here to our door, and right across the street is where our pickup is. So that's really convenient for us because a lot of us can't walk far. So if we didn't have that bus, we'd really be out of luck.
People need more information on GVT, the route structure or the fare structure, fees, etc. They can just call 256-RIDE and we can give you that information.